The following is a presentation of Sun Radio, Sun City Center's community radio station. On the air at 96.3 FM and on the web at WSCQFM.com.
10:32, coming up on 10:33 in the morning on the Thursday morning show with Lisa and Vern. Kim is sticking around because she's a member of the Pelican Players, but joining us in the studio, first time we've met, Marianne Moseley, the Sapia.
It doesn't matter. They pronounce it different.
Marianne Moseley.
Everybody knows her by Marianne Moseley.
Yeah. We just lop it off and call it even. I tell you, I mentioned this earlier, and Lisa's heard me say this. Hey, we got Marianne Moseley in this town. Then we find out.
I'm sure she's tired of hearing that one.
Yeah, I've been hearing that since I was a young nurse, and the pharmacist in the hospital used to tell everybody who came in, do you know, Marianne Moseley, Miss America, works upstairs. And I used to tell them, what is wrong with him? First of all, I'm way younger than she is. And she's a brunette and I'm a blonde, so.
And you don't have the same last name.
No, it's actually different. Moseley.
Well,
yeah.
It sounds close.
Yeah.
Moseley and Mobley.
One letter. Close on the keyboard. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what she's here for.
Why don't we do?
Why don't you just leave Vernon?
Yeah, I'll just put her
Just
over
let me
here.
and Lisa do it.
So on the Thursday morning show with Kim and Lisa, we're here to talk about kitchen witches. I've got all of the neat stuff here, and after this, I'm going to do the promo for it this afternoon, so we can do that too. But you're the director, huh?
Yes, I am the director of Kitchen Witches, a play by Caroline Smith, and she's Canadian. It was first performed in Canada in 2006.
Oh, so it's hadn't been around long.
Yeah, it's an international play, I guess.
Oh, excuse me. What's it about?
It is about two cooking show hosts who knew each other many, many years ago when they were young. And things happened in their life, and they've hated each other for 30 years. So all of a sudden, one of them is on her show, and it's being canceled for low ratings because it's a small-town, local cable access TV show. And the other one studied at the Cordon Bleu in France, and she had a cooking show also. And apparently her cooking show has also been canceled. And the first one, Dolly, she hates Isabel so much that she ranks on her whenever she can. And all of a sudden, Isabel shows up in the studio audience at the last taping of Dolly's show and storms onto the stage. And you can just imagine what happens from there. And then all of a sudden, the studio is getting all kinds of phone calls, and the head of the studio decides that this is great. It's like a reality show. And he decides that he wants the two of them to host a show together. Needless to say,
food fight.
Needless to say, they're not very happy to do it, but they're going to give it a try. And insults and food are flung all over the place, and surprises happen. And by the time you get to intermission, there'll be a big surprise. And I'm not saying anything about that because it's just going to be a laugh riot.
Who was the comedian, Lisa, that used to swat the watermelon?
Oh, that was Gallagher.
Gallagher.
And that happens to be my maiden name, you know. People used to ask me if I was related to him.
Somewhere down the line, right?
Yeah. The primary reason I asked is because, you said, insults and food fly all over the place, and I'm thinking, oh, gee, I wonder if it's anything like Gallagher, where the first three rows are going to get hit with food.
No, well, we're not allowed to, splash food around in that theater, so it won't be quite like that, but there will be audience participation.
Oh.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well, the show is supposed to take place in a television studio. So the fourth wall, which people who, not in the theater business aren't quite sure it is, that's the audience. The fourth wall is where you're looking out.
Yeah.
At the audience, or you're pretending you're looking out a window, depending on the show you're in. So the fourth wall is not actually there. The studio audience is there, and the audience at the play will actually be kind of involved because the actors will be speaking directly to the audience, which is something that isn't usually done unless you have a heckler or something. You know, you have
And
to
those
put them
aren't
down.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Let's.
I can't imagine anybody heckling at Pelican Players productions.
Well, if the heckle is like, "Yay, you go, girl!" Hey, that's fine. We appreciate that.
Well, it's coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, July 28th to the 30th. Evening performances at 7 p.m. and there's a matinee on the 30th at 1:30. Doors open 30 minutes prior to the show, and it's going to be over at Veterans Theater on Clubhouse Drive. Now, that's over in Kings Point, and kids, when you get there, all you got to do is tell them you're going to the play, and he's going to let you right in. Ain't no big whoop.
That's right.
Ain't no big whoop. And you can get tickets at the box office. They're $15 for evening performances, $12 for the matinee. It's bring your own everything if you want to bring food. I'm surprised you don't tell them not to bring the plastic candy wrappers because that's kind of distracting.
Well, we kind of don't want to have that happen. We usually tell everybody to turn their phones off, too, so they don't distract the actors. There's actually going to be some phones ringing as part of the act. So, I'm warning the audience right now, please don't let your phone ring because the actor could possibly pick up her phone saying, "Oh, my God, I forgot a line. Is this where I am?" So don't do that.
Now, are tickets available? Do you have to buy tickets ahead of time, or can you buy them at the
No,
door?
you can buy them at the door. They're available from 8 to 4 at the box office in Kings Point, and that's Monday through Friday. And since our performances are always when the box office is closed, we will have tickets being sold at the door.
It sounds
Unless
good
you
to me.
sell.
Is there any price differential between buying the tickets at
No.
the box office and the door?
No, it's the same price.
Okay.
Now, is it one thing? Is it cabaret seating or is it theater seating?
It's we don't call it theater seating unless the chairs are all lined up on the floor. We call it bleacher seating. We have the bleachers, and it's cabaret seating and bleacher seating. So
Okay.
once we fill up the floor with all of the round tables, and the bleachers are opened up, and some people prefer to sit in the bleachers because some of them say they hear it better or whatever. It's wherever you're comfortable. But of course, if you want to bring your own libations and your own snacks, sitting at the cabaret tables is a much better option. Although, you can take your flask up into the bleachers. Who cares?
I've been amazed at what people brought in. When
Yes.
I've done performances, I've been amazed at what people brought in.
Yes, some people have brought in like pizza pies and big things like from Costco, the snack trays and things like that, and they just have a grand old time. I mean, if you want to, don't eat dinner. Bring all your snacks and your drinks and just enjoy the show while you're enjoying your food.
Dinner
and drink.
theater.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see somebody totes in some pizzas, and then you come out and say, "I hope you brought enough for everybody." So you've been around in the theater for quite a while, I think.
Yeah, and
as I
Pelican
understand.
Players,
Well, yeah, as I'm guessing because I first encountered your name when we first got here, which means it's not, at least 9 years that I know you've been involved with this thing.
Yes, I've actually been involved since 2007.
Wow.
So I started out as a producer. I auditioned for a play, and I had never done that in my life. And I was like, "Oh my God, I want to try this." And I got my girlfriend who was like, "Let's go to this audition." She says, "Okay, I'll go and I'll back you up." And I didn't get a part. And they called me the next day and asked me if I'd help produce the play. I said, "What does that mean?" I said, "I've never even done anything with the play. What does producing mean?" And they told me I had to go out and get ads and stuff. Well, I was so excited, that I spent my summer going out all through the community. I got 15 ads for the playbill. And at that point, Pelican Players has
Bravo.
expanded so much now, but back at that point, there was like maybe 5, And I said, "Okay, I got all these ads. Is this enough?" They were like, "Oh my God, you got 15 ads for the playbill." And then the next play I auditioned for, I got a part, and I've been acting ever since.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me which one it was, because the first time we saw you was with your husband, who was in the back of the studio right now, just smiling and grinning from ear to ear. And I'm going to go ahead and say this because I said it earlier, but in that particular one, your husband daggone give you a tonsillectomy. I thought, boy, the Pelican Player's getting a little risque over there. And then somebody said, "No, that's her husband."
Yes, I know. Everybody was worried, like, what are they doing? I said, "Well, we're married, so we're used to this."
It was so funny. That was in the scam.
That was in the public
scam
service
play.
and scam play. Yes, we played this practically silent soap opera stars. What did we say, honey? We were saying, "I love you."
Martin,
Oh no, I love you,
Martin.
Martin. I love you.
Martin.
Leonora, Martin. It was
Leonora,
just, and then the kiss. The long kiss.
That's my kind. That's good.
But the name of the first play I was in actually was called Sex After 60? ? That brought in quite a bit of revenue. We
Yeah,
had
well,
quite a big
sure
audience
it
for
would.
that.
I'll bet it did.
Yeah.
Did you answer the question?
I think they got the idea. But it was not risque. You know, Pelican Players does put on, let's say, PG-13 entertainment. I mean, you have to understand. I mean, we're all adults, but we're not, you know, X-rated theater. That's for sure. Children can come to our performances.
Yeah, you hear that, honey?
Are there
I
any
can
children in this area?
Yeah, I was going to say, you hear that, honey? I can go.
Well,
They said
well, there's a lot of, if
physical
you're
children,
speaking
not
about
mental
yourself as
children.
being a man, yeah, there's a lot of children in the audience. But no, grandkids come, you know, and stuff. We always love to see our families
Hey,
come.
I've never
and the
grown up,
grandchildren
so,
come.
you know.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, I've never grown up. She'll tell you. She'll tell you. So,
Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
yes.
If you make it to
That's
50, you don't have to grow up.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I won't exercise my option because otherwise I may have to do things I don't want to do.
Okay.
You know, well, I'm doing them already. Laundry,
Laundry.
dishes. That's what happens when you retire. That's what happens when you retire. Okay, let's do this part again. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, July 28th to the 30th. Evening performances at 7. An additional matinee show on the 30th at 1:30. Doors open 30 minutes prior. Tickets are available at the Kings Point Veterans Theater box office at 1900 Clubhouse Drive. I don't even know if that number's on the building. Just go to security there. Tell them you want to buy tickets. They'll let you in. When it comes playtime, tell them I'm going to the play. They'll let you in. No big whoop.
And don't forget, you can buy tickets at the door.
And don't forget, you can buy tickets at, I heard that someplace. Yeah, you can buy tickets at the door. And
And bring your adult libations and your snacks.
And your snacks.
yes, and then also your $15 to get in the door.
Well, that's the most important because our proceeds go towards scholarships for area students in the arts.
And promotion of the arts, I think, right now is critical.
Oh, I think it is.
It's
too.
always been critical, but I think right now it's even more critical.
Oh, absolutely. I think that children need to, they need all of the regular subjects in school and they need to be taught those correctly, but they also need an outlet for their creative talents. And I think it's very important. I personally was never really involved in that in school because it kind of wasn't pushed, but I have, my oldest granddaughter is, and she is, she's headed to Broadway, people. I'm telling you right now, she is a fantastic actress and singer.
Hey, proud of you.
Oh my goodness. Everybody says, oh, she takes after her grandma. I said, she is better than her grandma.
That is so sweet. All right. You got anything you want to add to this?
Let's see. Well, as Kim had been mentioning before, the Pelican Players is pretty important to the community because we not only put on plays in the theater, we go outside the community and we do murder mystery dinner theaters for different organizations. We've even done them for restaurants. And there's a very small part that doesn't get mentioned very often. It's kind of a give back to the community that was started many years ago, and it's called the Twig Theater, and we do it for children. And we do it at schools, churches, and libraries. And what we do is we take well-known fairy tale characters like Cinderella and Snow White, and we have stories that are kind of fractured fairy tales, and we do them a little silly, and there's always a moral, and the kids just love it. We do it for like second and third graders, and when we do it at the churches, sometimes there's been some teenagers, and they really, really enjoy it. We only get to do it a couple times a year. It's completely free, and it's just to help introduce children to theater.
Oh, I love that you mentioned that, Marianne.
Yeah, that is really cool.
And you guys have Pelican Players has a fantastic website.
Yes.
It's so easy to navigate and it's really, really professional. I mean, every time I go there, I'm so impressed. And I know they just spent some time recently updating the website.
Yes, they did.
So we should probably tell people it's pelicanplayers.org, right?
Yes, yes.
Go to pelicanplayers.org and have a cruise around.
PelicanPlayersSCC.org.
PelicanPlayersSCC.org, right.
Yes.
And I just type in the Google and it brings it up. So, yeah.
Right.
But go take a look at the website, because everything that Pelican Players is involved in is there, and the calendar's there, and there's so much. It's chock full.
And
of
there's
great-
YouTube, and we have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you can listen to some of the radio shows that we have recorded for you, Vern.
Yeah.
And you can listen to them on our YouTube channel, on the website. And we have a Facebook page and Instagram. And a lot of these advertising for...
and Live Readers Theater.
I was going to get to that.
Peanut Gallery.
My husband's in the peanut gallery. He has to
Guess I
speak.
should add another microphone.
Well, he's another actor. He can't sit still and not say anything.
Well,
so.
yeah, I understand that part.
And a good one. And a good
And Live Readers Theaters that we have, that we also do for free.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a donation box that we put out, and every penny that's put into that donation box goes directly to the scholarship fund. And we're very, very proud of all of the things that we've accomplished over the years, because we've grown exponentially and have become a much more professional type of organization, but yet nobody gets paid. Everybody's a volunteer. We spend a lot of our time doing all of the acting and the directing and the stage crews. I mean, it takes so many people. The actors and the directors are not the most important people. Everybody's important. The backstage crew, the producers, the promotional team, the people who support us. And more people, like, as new people move into the community and they hear about us, they want to join. And so we've had a few new people come and do Readers Theater, because that seems to be the thing that attracts them the most, because it's kind of the easiest to get into, because you're allowed to read. You don't have to memorize the script.
Sure.
So there's just so many opportunities for people to act.
And you don't have to be a Kings Point resident or a Sun City Center resident. Pelican
belong
Players
to the
welcomes
club.
everyone.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. All right, 10:48 in the morning here. I think we've covered it all.
Oh, well, I certainly hope so. Thank you so much for letting me come in and promote this play.
Not a problem. For those of you who are listening, go ahead and go over there, buy your tickets. You're going to have a good time. You want to hear more about the Pelican Players Radio Theater. They will be on the 29th of this month, Friday the 29th at 7 p.m. I don't know what the play is yet, because I'm still catching up. I got to get stuff done for next week. I can't worry about
I
the end
can't
of the
help you
month
because
yet.
I don't remember either.
No, and
It'll be a surprise.
yeah,
Yeah,
there
it'll
you
be a
go.
surprise.
It's
It'll be a great surprise.
It's always good.
All right. Well,
It is.
Marianne, thank you very much. Let's get back to some music.
The Pelican Players Community Theater is proud to present its next main stage play, Kitchen Witches. This hilarious comedy puts rivals from competing cooking shows together when they are forced to co-host a new cooking show. As part of the live recording audience, theatergoers will enjoy the scheming, feuding, food fights, and hilarity that ensues. Show dates are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, July 28th to July 30th, with evening performances at 7 p.m. and an additional matinee show on July 30th at 1:30. Doors open 30 minutes prior to the show. The show will be performed in the Kings Point Veterans Theater, 1900 Clubhouse Drive here in Sun City Center. Tickets are on sale now at the Kings Point box office, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., or by calling 813-387-3447. Tickets are $15 for evening and $12 for matinee performances. Tickets will also be sold at the door prior to each performance. BYO drinks, snacks, and cups. As a reminder, this show is open to all residents in the surrounding area. Bring your friends and get ready for a night of fun and laughter. Visit www.pelicanplayersscc.org or www.facebook.com/Pelican Players SCC for more information on our upcoming shows.